Hey guys, it's Danny
Miranda.
and we are on our third interview with the charity, and we are going to be talking to Glasgow City Mission. Jack is going to be speaking with us, and we're super excited about what he's going to bring. So check it out.
Enjoy.
So I'm Jack Geddes. I'm the marketing and fundraising manager at Glasgow City Mission. Glasgow City Mission has been going for 194 years, since the year
Wow,
1826.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was started by a young Christian guy called David Naismith. David was appalled. He was appalled by poverty and homelessness in 1826. And I think if he came back, he'd still be appalled. So we have been a Christian, or we still are a Christian organisation, started by him, started by the local, and he involved all the local Glasgow churches, and it's still the same today. So as long as you have a live church connection, you can volunteer or work at Glasgow City Mission, and it's non-denominational. So I work alongside Baptists and Brethren and Presbyterians, the whole thing. So
That's amazing.
It's great. It's a real collaboration between the different churches in Glasgow to work with the homeless and disadvantaged. So yeah, 194 years, and I don't think we're going anywhere soon, to be honest.
That's amazing.
Well, that's amazing. So when it comes to kind of, what you guys do like for the homeless community, have you guys been noticing maybe a current need amongst, whether it's within the Glasgow community or whether it is, amongst like rough sleepers or homeless individuals? Like, where do you think the current need is if you want to inform the public?
Yeah, so we are Friday the 24th of April 2020. We're in the middle of lockdown for COVID-19. Actually, the number of rough sleepers in Glasgow, we understand at present, is a handful, 3 or 4 people maybe. The council and other agencies that we work with have actually got people into accommodation. They've commandeered hotels and things. So most everybody has accommodation somewhere. You'll be aware that being homeless is not just sleeping rough. There are 3 types of being homeless. There's sleeping on the streets, or there's sofa surfing, where you're in somebody's house, be it a friend, be it a family member, whatever. Or there's temporary accommodation. So in all 3 circumstances, people don't have a fixed abode. But what we are as we are today, almost everybody is in a temporary accommodation or sofa surfing.
Yeah.
So what has happened to us is that we're all about, we're open, our main building is open Monday to Friday from 10 till 10, 12 hours a day. And we're open on Saturday 4 till 8. And we're all about hospitality, about community, about teaching, about counselling, helping folks get jobs, help folks get into education, help people get into jobs, into housing, accommodation. So we are very, very busy normally. Our building at present is shut. We took the decision to shut after UK government's advice on the 23rd of March. So what we've had to do is take our support, take our love of our people, and take our food and take it out into Glasgow. So what we're doing is we have 3 deliveries a week of foodstuffs. So we have a controlled number of suppliers who come into our building where there's only 1 member of staff. And he takes the food in and sanitizes it and bags it, or she, and then leaves it ready. There'll be a delivery list for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that person will exit the building, and then someone else will come in and take crates full of bags and put them into a van, and then take the delivery list and go round to deliver food and other items to our guests as they require it. And we're taking fresh fruit and veg, we're taking pasta sauces, we're taking dried pasta, rice, cereals, all these sort of things. But also we've dropped off microwaves to some people who didn't have the ability. Okay. We drop off toiletries. Believe it or not, we have a music room in our house, in our building, and we've actually dropped off guitars to some folks to give them guitars to play to pass the time. So we will really take anything that somebody requires. When we took the decision to lock down, it was quickly realised that the best way to keep touch was by phone, either doing something like this, doing a Zoom or doing a FaceTime or just a phone call. And some of our guests didn't have mobile phones, so we bought mobile phones for them. We've also bought top-ups for them if required, to keep in touch, because a lot of our people have mental health issues, have addiction issues, and as you can imagine, isolation is really not a good place for a lot of our guys.
Yeah.
So it's all about keeping touch and keeping the community that we have. So we have done that. We also, through Facebook and Zoom, we've been doing a lot of work. Today, for instance, every week we have what we call the Gathering, which is a very untraditional church service that we have, 2 p.m. on a Friday, which under normal circumstances starts with a brilliant buffet lunch, and then we have lots of praise and singing and scripture. We've been doing that online through Facebook Live and Zoom, and folk have been tuning into that. A lot of our project workers are keeping in touch, and some of the girls, for instance, were making pancakes through Zoom. So we had folk on the line, and people were following the recipe. So this coming week, I've taken a note. This coming week, we're doing Claire's arranging a makeup challenge, and I believe it's our brother's going to be doing the makeup. So it'll be a bit of a challenge because she's locked down with her brother. There's going to be a daily riddle for people. On Wednesday night, we're having our music quiz. So we're going to do a music quiz. At the weekend, there's various baking recipes that are going to be coming out. And we've started a collage page. So we're saying to our people, do a collage, maybe take photographs when you're out in your walk, and explain to us what lockdown means to you guys. So it's a lot of interaction. I mean, the fact we've got this technology is fantastic. But what is key is keeping in touch, keeping communication open, and then if there are issues, and we've had issues where, for instance, somebody's electricity went down, so we were able to help with that to get the electricity back. If there are housing issues, if there are benefit issues, we can help and intervene for those as well. So our team, we have normally we have a full-time team of 20 odd. We've probably, including seasonal and part-time workers, we've got near to 50 staff, but 20 odd full-time. We have some in furlough to help protect jobs going forward. And because there's not as much work to do as normal. And so some guys are on furlough, and some will be coming back off furlough, and others will be going on. And we're just protecting the charity as best we can financially by using the furlough scheme. But with that, people are now adapting to do new things, new roles, and we're all learning new skills on a regular basis. Even an old guy like myself, learning lots of stuff about videos and uploading and downloading and sharing and all this sort of thing. So it's all good. we did a lot of videos. For instance, this week we did some great stuff, just explaining and showing the setup of our in the building now, and showing the food and explaining what food. And then we had a series of videos for the delivery. Helen was out in the delivery van, and she took us through a series of videos. We've had a video from one of our guests, a video from one of our volunteers, and a video from Claire. She's one of our project managers. She's now called Mission Control, because she's kind of controlling everything, and everything flows through her. And all this stuff's actually going to STV, Scottish Television, and we're expecting a piece on STV News at the beginning of next week, using a lot of the video we've been doing. So it's trying to keep the profile high, and you know, explaining what we're doing for people.
Yeah.
It looks like you guys are actually still doing a lot. I know you said that you don't have your whole staff, but it just feels like you guys are still doing a lot during this
time. The connection is like still there, as in you want to remain connected to each other and also with the people that you guys help. That's actually incredible.
Yeah.
It is absolutely key. It is key. Because you know, we know of some of our folks who are really struggling, and you know, let's say it's an addiction. There's undoubtedly, I saw a report today. You know, retail sales, I think it's in the UK, retail sales are down by a huge amount, as you would expect, because nobody's going to shop. But the sale of alcohol is up by 30% or something, because folks are, well, they're not going to the pub or the wine bar for a glass of wine, so they're just buying stuff in. And you know, it's tough if you are someone who has got themselves clean from addiction, and then suddenly you're just in your four walls. You're allowed out once a day. How do you spend your time? You know, and that's why we are trying to do as much online and make as many calls as we can. Our volunteers are also making calls, not just the staff. Volunteers are making calls. We're doing all the different ways to keep connected, so that, you know, we actually have a ladies' Bible study every morning, which is great. And we have a video from Kirsty, one of our guests. She was just saying how important that is to her.
Wow.
That she knows she's going to see, be it on a screen. She knows she's going to see her pals, and her pals being other guests and our staff members, every morning. And they talk every morning about how they're doing. And they talk about, you know, where they're struggling and what the issues are. Just trying to help each other. But yeah, I mean, communication with our guests is always key anyway. But it's extra key now that we can't actually meet them, you know. And it's, if you ever get the chance, if you're ever crossing Glasgow, you'd be very welcome to come in and see our place. It's a very, very busy 5-story building. People coming and going all the time. Lots of activities. So we try our best to get as much of that through technology or whatever in these difficult times.
Yeah, that's amazing. That sounds awesome. I was just wondering, because I heard you say that you guys do counseling, or maybe it's like a mentorship. What does that look like, you know, normally, like outside of COVID?
Yeah. Well, counselling, we have been using an organisation called Healing for the Heart, who've done great work with us. But one of our project workers is now qualified as a counsellor, so we're doing a bit in-house as well.
Wow.
And that's really meeting the need, the individual need of our people. So we do a lot of that. We have always done a lot of support work, a lot of one-to-one. So we have a team, a project team of 13. They've got a list of people who they're working with every week, and the guys they've got are all at different stages. You know, because we deal with people who are in addiction. We deal with people who are in rehab. We're dealing with folk who are out of rehab and hopefully clean, and we're trying to keep them in the straight and narrow. We deal with people going in and out of prison. And it's a case, people in hospital, a lot of our guys end up in and out of hospital for various reasons. So we have a big project team who keep in touch with all our people normally. And a lot of the time, it might not be counselling, it might just be something like, yeah, let's go for a coffee, let's have a chat, you know. And actually, one of the things that we welcome are things like gift cards for coffee shops, because that helps us with our work, and we can just, you know, get a Costa or a Starbucks card and go have a nice coffee in a nice relaxed atmosphere, chat to folk. Our work is all about relationship. It really is.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is actually also incredible. And when it comes to, I can see like you guys actually are very passionate about, again, the relationship and the connection point of things. If I know it's probably hard to ask for one, but whether it was pre-COVID or during this time, do you have maybe like a story of hope, as in maybe kind of like an occurrence that you heard with your staff and someone you're helping, or maybe it was like even like the Bible studies in the morning and someone opening up? Like, if you could just give like that one story of hope that might, you know, encourage everyone listening.
It's interesting. We have I have colleagues who have what they call lived experience. So they've been there and they've done it. And I have a colleague, Alfie, who's he's got a great testimony, and I'll just tell you. It'll take a couple of minutes, but this is kind of what we're about. So Alfie struggling. He went into rehab, got himself clean, and he was rehoused in the Ayrshire, and he was housed in a flat in Largs. And he thought, you know, Largs, it's a nice little seaside town. You get ice cream and old ladies, and it'll be okay. He got housed, and across the landing from him was a heroin dealer. So pretty soon he was back into a chaotic life, and it got so bad for Alfie that he decided one Sunday he was going to kill himself. So he got the rope and he got the chair, and he couldn't do it. So he thought to himself, I know what'll help, a bottle of vodka. So he went out to buy a bottle of vodka, but he didn't realise that the clocks had changed. It was British summertime or wintertime or whatever it was. So the shop was closed. So he was standing outside waiting for it to open, and somebody shouted to him. It was an older woman across the road, and she called him over, and they went across, and she was talking to him about the flat he was in. And she said, "Oh, I used to live there," and all. So she was chatting away, and then her pal come up and said, "Come on, we're late. What are you doing? We're late." And the lady said to Alfie, "Do you want to come with us? We got a cup of tea and a biscuit." And he thought, okay, maybe she'll think kindly on me and give me 10 quid as well. So they walked along the street, and then they suddenly stopped him through this big door, and he was in a church. And he went into the church, and he said he'd never felt so much love in his life. He started going to that church, clearly didn't kill himself, started going to that church. And one week, a while later, he was there, and a guy got up into the pulpit and said, "I'm a former heroin addict," and started telling his story. So Alfie was just blown away by this. He also, through, I think that guy, I'm not sure 100%, but certainly through the church, he came to learn of a guy called David. He saw a DVD of David's testimony, which was from drug addict through rehab in a place called The Haven, which is out in Kilmacombe, outside Glasgow, which is a Christian rehab centre. And he heard David's story of his testimony and how he got clean. Alfie is a project worker at Glasgow City Mission now.
Wow.
one of his bosses is David.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's
amazing.
incredible!
Oh my gosh, like the whole cycle. That is
That's
so cool.
incredible. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That
I love that.
yes.
So I don't think Alfie would mind me telling the story. He's actually up on YouTube, telling it a lot better than I do. I may say, telling it at national prayer breakfast in Scotland one year, and there's a guy called Brian Suter, who's involved in that, and he actually interviewed Alfie and got this story from him. But it's an incredible story, and Alfie and David are now colleagues.
Wow, that's
No,
awesome.
and it's incredible because I know that at Outside In we're always really big on, we're all human, and we can't like always just divide ourselves in these like identities. Okay, cool. So he was a heroin addict or he was homeless, and this is now going to be his identity forever. Like no, like the idea of like the story of hope is that we're all human, we all go through real things, but then if we all work together and we all support and connect and have like relationship with each other, like that woman who pulled him to the side, like there's a light at the end of it, and that's actually so incredible. So thank you for sharing. That was like really, really great.
Yeah.
What is really, really important is that we serve those who have all faiths and no faith. And that's because that's what we're called to do.
That's amazing.
So is there any way that like if our customers see you guys and they love you, because we're going to be posting about you, is there any way that they can get involved, like donation? Do you guys have like a donation page on your website, or
that fun stuff?
Yeah, it's interesting because we get lots of different types of donations, but especially at this time, what we're actually looking for are donations of money, because we're not taking in anything and we don't have any storage.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is we're using the money to facilitate all the different connections with people, and to facilitate the food that's getting delivered, and to make sure that we have a van on the road and all that sort of thing. So yes, there's a donation section, and if you go onto our website www.glasgowcitymission.com, you'll find the donate button very quickly. Mm-hmm. We've also got our Facebook page. You can see a lot of what we're up to. There's been some really good stuff in the last couple. We've really kind of upped our game on the social media side of things, and I think it will point to how we deal with it in the future. I think I think we really have to embrace what we're doing, but through that there are opportunities to donate as well. But yes, you can certainly go onto our website and make a donation that comes directly to us.
Yeah,
great.
That's awesome. Yeah. This has been such a great conversation. Like I feel so uplifted, and it's amazing to see what you guys are doing. It's really empowering and encouraging.
Good.
And informative as well, because we want to try to be able to empower people with as much information as possible, so they can either get involved, they can help in the way, or just be more mindful, like of just the current circumstance. So honestly, thank you so much, Jack.
Yeah.
No problem. The other thing we also cover is prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that if any of your supporters out there, then we always cover prayer as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Which again is incredible.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for, setting time out to talk with us and share with us. And we really do appreciate it. We love what you guys are doing, and we look forward to, partnering with you as we've done in the future. So, yeah, thank you.
And I know that a lot of, go for it. Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and I just want to say to you guys again, thank you for your partnership. Your clothes are great, and it's just lovely that you wanted to partnership with us back when, and you have done for a good while now. And we're delighted to be associated with you, so thank you very much.